Hello everyone, this is part 2 of the third edition of Save UNBC Reports. But first, just a reminder that these videos are being created and produced in an effort to assist UNBC and their students in their pursuit of the truth. In part 1, we saw a conversation in the John Brink interview where the UNBC president claimed that UNBC started a new medical school. In this conversation, Mr. Brink reiterated it as the medical part of the university, UNBC, contrary to the fact that the Faculty of Medicine at UBC is the only medical school in BC. The president joined UBC's Northern Medical Program, NMP, not UNBC. In this video, we will look at inconsistencies in his faculty tenure and promotions. Also, the University of British Columbia receives full funding from the ministry for its medical programs, including for the Northern Medical Program. If the Northern Medical Program is a collaboration between UBC and UNBC, it is unclear who is the academic counterpart at UNBC to make the academic collaboration proper, including hiring faculty members to teach in the Northern Medical Program. It cannot be the NMP head, Dave Snadden, now Paul Winwood, who is reporting to the UBC Faculty of Medicine. If they do, that would be considered an improper and deceptive academic collaboration, as the NMP has never been part of the UNBC Senate, which makes all academic policies and regulations for UNBC. Therefore, there cannot be any academic agreements between UBC and UNBC regarding the Northern Medical Program that is proper to result in a UBC degree. Before we look at the President's tenure and promotion status, we would like to present two credible documents, one from Wiley Publishers in 2004 and another from UBC Fact Sheet in 2013-14, where the President made false statements. As you can see in the slide, to Wiley Publishers, the President stated that UNBC has a Faculty of Medicine in 2004. See, it says G.W. Payne, Faculty of Medicine, University of Northern British Columbia. Please note that this publication also had his Yale affiliation incorrect. As you can see in the slide, it was corrected by an errata in 2005. Then if you look at the next slide in 2013-14, based on the information provided by the President, the UBC Faculty of Medicine falsely announced to its faculty and its students, stating that the President was Acting Dean, Northern Medical Program, and VP Research at UNBC, even though the VP Research at UNBC at that time was Dr. Ranjana Bird. It says Dr. Jeffrey Payne, Assistant Dean, Northern Medical Program, and VP Research, UNBC. Clearly, the information provided by the President to both Wiley and to UNBC are not true. The information provided to UBC regarding his VP research position at UNBC in 2013-14 is also inconsistent with what UNBC reported to the BC Ministry of Finance. UNBC, in their reporting to the Public Sector Employers Council, PSEC, Secretariat, BC Ministry of Finance for the years 2012-2013 and then 2013-2014, Dr. Ranjana Bird was reported as UNBC's VP Research, not the current President, as was advertised to the faculty and students of UBC's Faculty of Medicine. Please note that the information provided to UBC is also inconsistent with the President's LinkedIn profile, which has since been retracted. And also please note that it says in the LinkedIn profile that he spent 18 years at the University of Northern BC, when in fact he spent his early years at UNBC, probably a great number of years, working for UBC in the Northern Medical Program. So there appears to be a pattern in stating or providing false, incorrect, or inflated affiliations and titles by the current president of UNBC. Now, turning to the President's tenure and promotion status. If you pause to read the slides, it might be helpful with some of this. As stated by the American Association of University Professors, the tenure system is a ubiquitous feature of American higher education It essentially ensures permanency in faculty positions after a fixed probation period of at least 5 years of full-time teaching and research. This tenure practice of tenure after a fixed testing period of at least 5 years is universal in North America, and it applies to UNBC and UBC as well. At least 5 years of proven full-time teaching and research accomplishments. As per records, the President started his faculty appointment in September of 2004 and has been claiming as tenured in July 2008. That means, as per UNBC and UBC tenure regulations, he must have applied for tenure in September 2007 with only 3 years of full-time completion, not the required 5 years of full-time teaching and research accomplishments for proper tenure. Also, with respect to faculty appointments at UNBC, a faculty member's appointment must be to a department or an academic program within UNBC, and the Northern Medical Program is not a department or an academic program of UNBC. Since the Northern Medical Program is one of UBC's distributed medical campuses, the President's faculty appointment to teach at the Northern Medical Program must be to a department within UBC's Faculty of Medicine, not UNBC. It is improper for UBC to let UNBC, which does not have a medical program expertise, hire faculty members to teach UBC's medical courses that are required for a UBC medical degree. UNBC cannot take responsibility or ensure the quality of a UBC medical degree. If UNBC hired the President as a faculty member at UNBC, then he must be hired to one of the departments in one of the two colleges, CSAM and CASH. NMP is not part of either college. We found no record of the President being hired to any department within either CSAM or CASH. Now, if the President was not hired to an academic program at UNBC within its two colleges, CSAM and CASH, then he could not have used UNBC tenure and promotion processes for his tenure and promotion. The standard UNBC CV, which you'll see on the screen, included in the UNBC collective agreement must be used as part of the application for tenure and/or promotions, which requires the department and college within UNBC to be stated. So the President could not have tenured or promoted by UNBC through the UNBC processes unless there were falsifications and improprieties. Also, to be tenured at UNBC requires 5 years of full-time teaching and research experience at UNBC, which was not the case for the President in September of 2007. However, the President claimed as tenured, including in his LinkedIn profile, which was later retracted by LinkedIn for infringement of their policies. As you see, the President's positions were also stated as Associate Professor and then Professor of Biochemistry, Biochemistry and Molecular Biology at UNBC. This is also, as UNBC's records, not true. To conclude this episode of Save UNBC Reports, let's look at some of the statements that have been made by UNBC's president. First, UNBC started a new medical school in 2004. His affiliation was in the Faculty of Medicine at UNBC in his 2004 Wiley publication. He was VP Research at UNBC in 2013-2014, as reported to the members of the UBC Faculty of Medicine. He was interim president as well as interim chancellor of UNBC. He joined in September of 2004 and then claimed as tenured in 2008. He was an associate professor of biochemistry at UNBC. These statements are verifiably untrue or they're highly improbable. Overall, it is apparent that the President could not have been hired, tenured, and promoted by UNBC as a faculty member in UBC's Northern Medical Program. This begs the question of how he entered UNBC's administration and then elevated to reach the top of UNBC within a relatively short period of time, without a proper appointment process that UNBC followed. This would be the focus of the next video. And finally, we'd like to end with a disclaimer. In no means are we trying to compare UBC to UNBC as to which university is better, although there may be perceptions of quality difference amongst students applying to get their education and degrees and by their parents who send their children to study. Also, there is no intent to criticize the Northern Medical Program, which has been a great benefit to the citizens of Northern British Columbia and especially those of us that live in Prince George. This is all about honesty and integrity in owning, representing, and or being affiliated to both universities, UBC and UNBC. If something belongs to UBC, let's tell the public it belongs to UBC. If it belongs to UNBC, tell the public that it belongs to UNBC. If it belongs to both, then tell us clearly how it belongs to both, consistent with the existing public records. Calling a fruit which is not organic as organic is deliberately misleading and deceiving the public. Please note that we're talking about medical schools in British Columbia and their faculty members producing doctors who make life and death decisions impacting our lives. The British Columbia taxpayers deserve honesty and truthfulness from their universities that they hold in such high esteem on these important matters. Thank you very much for continuing to watch Save UNBC Reports.